There is a global threat that is right under our noses, and most people are uneven aware of it. They're probably using it every day and they don't know how dangerous it can be. This is a frequency called 2.4 gigahertz, and one day someone might turn up the power. Now look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this video. It is not a warning, it is an alarm. Someone with malicious intent, with a little bit of technical knowledge, could cause a lot of damage. I'm saying that the potential for abuse is real. Someone with some technical knowledge could manipulate devices like wireless modems, wireless base stations, smart devices, etc., to operate this frequency at maximum power, and one day that might happen. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's just basic physics. And the best way to do that is by getting people to share this information. So please post this online. Let people know about this issue. For example, if you're not using the Wi-Fi feature on your garage door opener, then disable the Wi-Fi option. You don't need it. If you have an old wireless router that isn't password protected, then disconnect it from the internet and remove it from your home. Once again, I'm not saying that 2.4 gigahertz by itself is a bad thing. I'm saying that the potential for abuse is real, and we need to do something to prevent it before someone decides to take advantage of it. Make sure your wireless home phone system and baby monitor are secure. You might not know this, but every product you buy is tagged with a special barcode that contains identifying information about that item. And that data can be accessed using a cheap handheld scanner. Change their default passwords and make sure nobody else has access to them. Do the same thing with any smart device that you own. If you have a friend who isn't tech savvy, offer to help them secure their network. There are hundreds of millions of devices that can easily be targeted by someone with malicious intent. These devices can cause serious harm if they're hacked or misused. And this is a problem that is easy to solve. By doing all of this, we can significantly reduce the number of attack vectors that would otherwise be available. It's not a problem of the future or of tomorrow. But it is a problem of the now. Something like a handheld radio frequency meter would be ideal. People could use these to measure their exposure levels and find out if someone is messing with them. If you're a software developer, then think about building an app for this. If you're an electrical engineer, figure out how to build a device that can detect 2.4 gigahertz emissions. Can you imagine how useful that would be for parents who want to know if someone's messing with their baby monitor? Or for people who live in an apartment and want to make sure that their neighbor isn't trying to hack into their Wi-Fi network? You could make an RF meter in a mobile app and connect it to a smartphone's existing antennas. It might not be as accurate as dedicated hardware, but it would still work. Imagine what it would be like to carry around a $20 device that tells you whether or not you're being targeted. So this is what I want you to do. Take this information seriously, do your research, share this information with others. That's not me making a big deal out of nothing. Number 1. Raise general awareness about the microwave resonance of 2.4 gigahertz and its impact on water-based biological systems. Most people have never heard of this, and that needs to change. Number 2. Encourage everyone to switch from 2.4 to 5 gigahertz on their home network. Many routers support both frequencies, and 5 gigahertz is becoming more common in newer devices. If your router doesn't support 5 gigahertz, then consider buying a separate mesh system that does. No. 3. Demand strict power output limitations for all consumer-grade devices that operate in 2.4 gigahertz. There's absolutely no reason for a wireless light bulb to operate at 25 dBm. No reason for a baby monitor to be able to reach 20 dBm. Demand a change in the law and push for legislation that enforces it. No. 4. Advocate for new regulations from the ITU, the International Telecommunication Union, which is part of the UN. Their job is to monitor and control worldwide telecommunications. The ITU already has rules about 2.4 gigahertz, but they need to be updated. As it stands, the ITU allows countries to permit 2.4 gigahertz emissions throughout the entire range without any restrictions, and this can have unintended consequences. I'll give you an example. When a country joins the ITU and signs off on the current laws, every other nation must recognize that country's right to allow 2.4 gigahertz transmissions. So theoretically, a rogue government could sign up for these rights and suddenly allow 2.4 gigahertz signals to be emitted by anything and anyone in that country. The ITU needs to come up with a system that prevents this. We need international cooperation to monitor and control the usage of 2.4 gigahertz. The simple fact is that high-power 2.4 gigahertz emissions can affect a large area and cause harm to anyone within the range. In warfare, they can incapacitate large numbers of people. They can be used to disrupt critical infrastructure and social order. And worst of all, these weapons are not detectable by conventional means. This is something that needs to be addressed before it becomes a major problem. At lower frequencies, the body can dissipate the absorbed energy through various mechanisms, mostly by converting it to heat. But the human body absorbs more energy at 2.4 gigahertz than it can dissipate. And if you're a tech professional, a software developer, an electrical engineer, whatever it is, think about what role you could play to help prevent this disaster. This is something that people should know about, and here's why. Most Wi-Fi networks in homes and businesses run on 2.4 gigahertz. Wireless internet modems, wireless base stations for cellular phones, wireless home, phone systems, baby monitors, garage door openers, keyless entry pads, Bluetooth speakers, smart plugs, thermostats, LED light bulbs, GPS trackers, wireless security cameras, wireless microphones, walkie-talkies, portable hotspot devices, satellite dishes, microwave ovens. All of these systems and many more emit radio waves at a frequency of 2.4 gigahertz. But these devices are not all operating at full power, and they don't need to be. The fact that they share the same frequency as microwave ovens means that when powered to their maximum legal limit, they are technically capable of cooking human flesh. Let me explain. Humans are about 70% water, and water molecules absorb energy at 2.4 gigahertz. I'm not saying that 2.4 gigahertz by itself is a bad thing. In 2019, the World Health Organization named the misuse of electromagnetic weapons as one of the top 10 global public health threats. Here's my proposed plan of action. None of this is going to work if we don't raise awareness. No. 5. Launch a global campaign to disable the 2.4 gigahertz functionality on unused or unprotected devices. No. 6. We need to develop and promote personal detection tools to measure local microwave exposure levels. This is a relatively simple problem that requires only political will and public pressure to solve. If you liked this video, go watch this video about radio frequency identification